Now this one was done right. Hey everybody, it's Ronnie from Ronnie J TV, back with another great video. Parfums de MARLY finally got a fragrance that I absolutely fell in love with. I've smelled a whole litany of their fragrances. This time I decided to test out one fragrance that is the masculine version of a fragrance that my wife has. And that fragrance is Layton Exclusif. Now, Layton Exclusif is an absolute gem. I'm thinking I'm saying it right because it's not exclusive. There's a F at the end, so I'm pretty sure I'm saying exclusive correctly, right? But it's an absolute gem. It's in such an amazing fragrance. This fragrance definitely would turn some heads, and it is powerful. When I mean it's powerful, it is strong. The strength reminds me of red tobacco, but the smell is far from it. This right here is incredibly enjoyable. I've gotten many compliments from it, only had it for about 2 days. Everybody know from my previous video, I was sick lately. Issues with my teeth, finally getting that fixed up. And sadly, I need a root canal because one tooth decided to die on me, right? But neither here nor there. Let's talk more about Layton Exclusif. One thing, if y'all never seen any of the Layton reviews, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people have, and this is my second Parfums de MARLY bottle, I actually fell in love with it and ordered more. So you're going to see reviews of Haberdan, I think I'm saying that right, and Ojon coming as soon as I get them in the mail. But heavy top, as you can hear it on the bar, it's a heavy top. It's a heavy bottle, very durable. I'm not gonna try to throw it or drop it or anything for a drop test. We're not gonna do that. Fragrance costs too much, right? But fresh out, you still get a little bit of that Layton, but there's a little bit more pepper to it. It's a little bit darker. It's a little bit more of the mysterious masculine side. It's more of, I'm fresh, but going on a night out. And this right here is absolutely the perfect fragrance. It already moved its way up into my top 5. I may do a video on my top 5 fragrances, possibly more towards the end of the year to round out 2023. But this right here has definitely moved up into my top 5. Out of the bottle, it smells absolutely amazing. And it wouldn't be a Ronnie J TV video without me breaking down the notes. So, like I always say, to the laptop. So let's see what is a part of Layton Exclusif. With Layton's Exclusif, you'll get yourself main accords of wood, oud, some powder, vanilla, warm spicy, almond, it's animalic, citrus, some coffee, and it's sweet. With those accords, it's fragrance, could take it with a grain of salt. So I'm gonna tell you what I actually smell in those accords. So you smell the woodiness. You really don't smell too much oud, not really any of that almond. It's animalic. It does have that citrus. Y'all know I drink coffee, so I would definitely know what coffee smells like. Oh, speaking of coffee, I almost let my cup get cold. Coffee. But it does also have some of that sweetness on the bottom. This right here, I would not say wear this in high heat. Moderate heat, maybe max about 80. 82 degrees, so a moderate heat, a nice warm spring day right before the summer. You can definitely wear this at night, winter, autumn, fall, early spring. This would be perfect. Now, the top notes of this, you're going to get yourself, they say that almond, but maybe that might be just my nose. Maybe the combination of notes is throwing it off, but almond, some mandarin orange, some bergamot, and some watery notes. Watery notes is just always kind of weird because they kind of go into watery but marine. So like I say, it's fragrantica. Take it with a grain of salt. You're going to get the middle notes of Shivik. That's probably what it is. That's that animalic. Geranium, some rose, gardenia, and water lily. In the base, some gaiac wood, some oud, some vanilla, coffee, sandalwood, patchouli, amber, pink pepper, and oak moss. Yeah, that's a word salad with notes, but I'll break down exactly what I really smell on it and tell you exactly if those notes are true to form. But for the most part, a lot of them is just in the background. Usually when it comes to Parfums de MARLY, they do such a great combination of notes that it is very difficult to actually distinguish what is what. Unless you're talking about the original Layton, you can really smell everything that's coming out of the original Layton. This here is absolutely eternal on my skin. It takes a really good scrubbing to get it off. I'll put maybe 3 sprays of this, and my wife thinks that I'm putting on too much the first time I put it on. So this may go into my category of 1 to 2 sprays max. And especially on stuff like a sweater, it's gonna last days on a sweater. Let me read out the percentages to you. I'll explain percentages of Parfums de Marly fragrances a little bit later on, but this right here is a Parfum 82% volume. Like I said, I'll probably do a video on batch codes, on volume percentage, as well as maceration, but that'll be a video for later on. But this right here is incredibly powerful. Now, let's go ahead and see what it smells like on paper. And we're gonna see what it smells like on skin, and hopefully I can scrub it off because I already got my cologne on for today. All right, so. On paper, you definitely smell that pink pepper, that subtle hint of sweetness, a little bit of that mandarin orange and those water notes. It's a really, really great fragrance. We're gonna sit that down and let that dry down, come back to it. Now let's see what it feels like on skin. On skin is completely different. One thing about Parfums de Marly is that it is heavy pH reliant. Your pH is a certain way versus what paper is, which is going to be relatively neutral. This right here smells like, I definitely on my skin, you smell the oat moss. It's bringing out more of the oud. It's getting really dark. Subtle sweetness, more vanilla. It really gotten masculine on my skin. Now, we're gonna wait 30 minutes. I'm gonna finish my cup of coffee, and I'll be right back for the dry down. So it's been 30 minutes. Let's see what the dry down smells like on paper. On paper smells like what it was on skin. It's definitely gotten darker. Some of the freshness has gone away, but it's still relatively there. It's such an amazing and mysterious fragrance. It's easygoing, but it's also very masculine. It's more like, the best way I can describe it is if you had like a real 6'3", 230, 240 pound guy, but that's also a softie on the inside. This is probably what I would expect him to wear, or at least what it smells like, right? Yeah, you're definitely starting to get a lot more of those base notes. You're getting a little bit more of that oud, that oak moss, the vanilla. The only freshness I can smell is a little bit of that orange, but it's leaning more onto like that spearminty that Layton is kind of known for with that apple. It's kind of leaning a little bit to that, but it still stayed incredibly dark. Now, let's see what it smells like on skin. The same way, their dry downs was incredibly similar. It's just that on my skin, you smell a little bit more of that oud, more of that vanilla. All in all, this is a great fragrance. I'm going to keep this here as a staple in my collection. This particular concentration has been my favorite. I haven't gone to stores and see what concentration that they're selling now, but just remind me in the comments and I'll definitely give you an update on what they're actually selling now in the store. I got this directly from Parfums de Marly. I don't know if it was back ordered for some reason because it took forever to get here, but the Altair did not take forever, so maybe there might have been just a mistake in the factory or whatever. But this is an amazing fragrance. So, update. For those who want to know, my mouth is feeling incredibly better. The medicine is working. Like I said earlier in the video, I have to have a root canal. That's going to be in December. So there may be a period in December where I don't post, and that's just because of the pain from the root canal. But that's neither here nor there, but I would give y'all an update on my condition when it comes to that. I don't mind sharing everything with y'all because like I said, this channel is more than just fragrances. It's about the life of me and my wife and all of us just growing together and learning each other. I thank all the kind words for everybody when I was going through my last video. Please check it out. It gives you a little insight on my life personally and the different trials and tribulations that I went through growing up. But I appreciate everybody for coming and watching this video. We are going to give away Lashani's Ani on Friday. We're going to give it away on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think that's a great day. I have the actual fragrance that came in and I'm ready to give it out to the lucky winner. We're going to do it a little bit differently than last time. Last time was great, but it was a little bit chaotic, you know, first time going live on YouTube. But this time, we're just going to do a lot of things more digitally, just to make things a little bit simple. It'll just be me in the video this time. And we're going to go ahead and do it through a random selector. I'll put all the 1,000 subscribers that have reached that 1,000 threshold in there, and we'll select the lucky winner. We may do a secondary drawing as well. We don't really know yet, but we'll get there when we get there. We have more videos to come, especially when it comes to Parfums de Marly. I'm waiting for everything else to come in, and I would definitely do more reviews on that because it's some from their Arabian line and it's more from their more expensive versions of their fragrances. Parfums de Marly already is expensive. But like always, I will put a link to this in the description at the cheapest discounter that I was able to find with this fragrance. I actually found a new discounter too, so look forward to that. And, oh, almost forgot, update on the list. So I want to do the list after we hit 3,000 watch hours. Right now we at roughly about 3,200. The reason why I want to do that is because YouTube opens up other tools and possibilities for creators once you hit 3,000 watch hours, and being a part of the community in those listings are already a part of it. So I don't want to go through a third-party service if I can do everything on YouTube. So we'll have to wait until we get to about 3,000 watch hours, and then I will open that up. We're very close, and I appreciate everybody who's been watching the video from point A to point Z all the way through, because it really does help not only the algorithm, not only the channel, but it also helps me to get one step further into the goal of becoming monetized, so I can make the passion into the reality, into the career. And that's the ultimate goal. I thank everybody for sitting and growing with us and growing in the channel. We have a lot of ideas and a lot of things we want to bring to you. If you watched until the end, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more updates on life, fragrances, and everything else. This is Ronnie from Ronnie J TV.